The 2016 Olympic Games are complete, so now it's time to play ball. Next on a brand new counterattack. Hi everyone, Greg Mescall here. Thanks for joining us on the counterattack. We started things off first in Anaheim at the Big A for Angels and Reds, where the current Olympic champs in women's water polo, Team USA, were being honored for their triumph in Rio. Anaheim Hills resident and Angels fan Courtney Mathewson asked to throw out the first pitch as Team USA was recognized all day long by the Angels, media interviews, fan events, and then a chance to watch the Angels take on the Reds. A great evening had in Anaheim. Appreciate their support of Team USA. And all the athletes there from Team USA very excited to be a part of a great night at the ballpark. While Team USA was on the diamond having fun with the Angels and the Reds, there was other interest in Team USA after their big win in Rio. E-News came out to visit the squad before they left for Brazil, and now that the team has won gold, they were still showing props on a recent episode.
The water polo team definitely went to Rio and dominated, pushing their unbeaten streak to 22 matches, making it look like the beginning of a dynasty. And when asked if there were any other celebs they'd like to add to their swimming squad,
Serena Williams.
Oh, good. She's on my squad for sure.
She would kill.
Attacker Kylie Newell couldn't be in Anaheim for the big game. She was back in her hometown of Santa Barbara talking to some young student athletes about her path to success.
Olympic medalist Kylie Newell shared her gold winnings with lots of eager hands at Mountain View Elementary.
It's a dream come true. I've been dreaming of this moment, this medal, this experience since I was here at Mountain View.
The Olympic water polo winner visited her alma mater and delivered a perfectly aimed message of success to students during their back-to-school Character Counts assembly.
Classroom work, after school work, homework, whatever it is, it helped me structure my life and have routine, and that certainly led to my development as an athlete.
We told you last week the youth men's national team has ventured to Montenegro to compete in the FINA Youth World Championship, one of the biggest events on the calendar. So far, a mixed bag as Team USA has won 2 and lost 2, as you can see here from their results, beating China handily to start the action, 22-4. Also beating New Zealand 18-9, but losing a couple of close ones to Croatia and Serbia. They take on Russia today, trying to advance in the tournament. We'll have final results from the FINA Youth World Championship next week on the counterattack. And if you're wondering, yes, there is a women's FINA Youth World Championship. That doesn't happen, though, until this winter. We'll, of course, have rosters and results as that event approaches. Well, the Olympics are complete, the Junior Olympics are complete, but it doesn't stop us from telling you the great stories about the squads that took part in both. We touched on Team USA, but how about now the Zillo Water Polo Club from Texas and some of the great water polo they played not just in JOs, but in general to find their way to the biggest water polo tournament on earth.
The best thing about Texas water polo right now is it's been growing steadily for the last couple of years, especially in the Austin area. We probably doubled in the last year, and we're finally getting the word out to the non-water polo community. Austin's a great place for water polo. It's hot. We've got a lot of people who are into sports like baseball and football and all that, and they're looking for something new in the summer, which is perfect for water polo. So I think once we can get the word out and get people to know what it is and start seeing more of it, I think it's just going to expand like crazy.
What our team's like, one of their notions is like to play power water polo, and like one of the biggest parts of that is like press no foul defense, which is probably our strongest skill other than maybe our goalie, because he's playing really well. And a lot of teams just fall under the pressure, and then that usually helps our offense a lot too.
It's really fun to like travel someplace new, especially since we're from Texas. Yeah, it's fun to learn like the different teams like from New York and Chicago and different states like that.
In Texas, we just play like the same teams over and over again, so it's kind of fun to play different teams at JOs. It's not that big. Like here, I see a lot of people wearing like water polo shirts. In Texas, I've never seen one person wear a water polo shirt in my life.
So right now, our main source is friends telling friends and so on, and we've got one kid bringing 3 or 4 friends. We might get 2 or 3 players out of that. They bring in a few friends. We're trying to think outside the box. We've never done those things in the past. So.
I think there needs to be like really big leaders. I think there needs to be some like some people who have really good like social influence, like if they can really get their friends to start, then it's like kind of word of mouth from there. And then we go onto like social media, we make a website, we kind of keep the ball rolling until we really get like a big program. And then because we have a big program, maybe other places might be like influenced, like, oh hey, that's like a really cool sport, maybe we'll join. And then they make new clubs and it just keeps going.
I think we're going to be closer as a team, especially because of the few injuries we had. People are learning to be leaders out there.
You know, we just played good defense and we didn't give up, so that's how we won.
First of all, super proud of our guys. As you mentioned, we had a lot of injuries. We ended the game with no subs. They pretty much had to play a second half without subs. And honestly, our team usually plays our best water polo when we have our strong players out on injuries or out on the game. So we're super proud of those guys.
I guess like as a team, like it's probably our ability to like keep going. Like we've had some rough games, like playing some really tough teams from California, and it's been tough. But I mean, we came off of our first win just like a few minutes ago, and that was pretty. We were pretty happy about that because the game before we lost in a shootout, and that was pretty tough. But we got back up, and now we were able to win that game.
Now just look out for Texas in the future. We're coming to get you.
And now an update on the heartbreaking story we told you about a couple of weeks ago, the accident involving members of the Worthington Kilbourne high school water polo team and alum Courtney Fisher, a Marist College student athlete who passed away tragically. An update here from local Ohio television.
Prepping for high school football, but some things are bigger than the game. Like this special extracurricular activity by student section leaders Frank Ravel and Kevin Burt.
We just want to do whatever we can to help them through this tough time.
Putting up these styrofoam cups by the field in honor of Worthington Kilbourne's girls water polo team.
They just like put it on Twitter and social media, like you're in our thoughts, you're in our prayers and all that, so we're trying to do the same thing.
Help and hope during a time of need.
Glad to see those athletes are back in the water, of course, still keeping the Fisher family and the rest of the Ohio water polo community in our thoughts. And now we move to the social media send-off. It's the way that we end every episode of The Counterattack. And don't forget, you can get involved. Use the hashtag Counterattack to submit the best of what you've seen water polo-wise on the internet. We kick it off with Bravo and Andy Cohen. He played water polo back in high school. He is certainly a fan of the sport and all about John Mann. Take it away, Andy.
Of the Olympics, it's time for tonight's gold medal in hotness. It goes to John Mann, a water polo player for Team USA. He looks good in the pool, but he'd look even better in the man pond. We'll be right back.
So high praise for John Mann there from Andy Cohen and Bravo. More celebs getting in on the water polo act. We told you Al Roker was a huge fan of Team USA in Rio. Maggie Steffens, team captain, challenged Al to get in the water. Seems like he is up for it. Hopefully, in the future, we're looking forward to a Team USA Today Show water polo showdown. That would be quite the ratings grabber. From there, Sydney's silver lining, the great story from Kyle Utsumi chronicling women's water polo and its road to the Olympic Games and really centering around that 2000 team that won silver in Sydney. Well, team reading for the Harvard water polo team, and I'm sure many other water polo squads around the country. That was shared via the Harvard H2O Polo Twitter account. Women's Water Polo Coaching Conference. This is a relatively new event. Great turnout as shared here by the WowPack Twitter account. And then more development and NCAA and USA Water Polo Referee School. Also a good turnout here, shared by Jim Cullingham. Kaleigh Gilchrist winning gold in the pool. We know her surfing exploits. She got to hang out with new USC Athletic Director Lynn Swan, someone who's no stranger to being called a champion. Lynn Swan trying on the Olympic medal. Kaleigh some Super Bowl rings from Lynn Swan's time with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Great photo there. Less than 2 weeks after winning gold, Cammie Craig still thrilled as she shared this emotional image on her Instagram account. I'm sure the feelings of winning gold will last for quite some time. Speaking of winning gold, when you win an Olympic gold medal, you tend to get a few perks. Throwing out the first pitch in an Angels game. How about first class on the flight home from United? Cool photo here from the United Twitter account. And back out to Montenegro, a nice moment here. We see it from time to time when our national teams are visiting another country. The U.S. Embassy will get involved, pay a visit to practice. This happened here, and it was shared via the U.S. Embassy Montenegro Twitter account. Great that the athletes could meet up with the embassy folks in Montenegro. And then last but not least, how do you spend your time at water polo practice? Well, a fun graphic here from Water Polo Sport on Instagram. Sometimes you're just looking for the best water polo ball. Well, that's the best of what we saw this week on the social media send-off. Don't forget to get involved. And that'll do it for this week's show. Thanks for joining us. And don't forget, when you're on the counterattack, look weak side.